Coming up on Discover Oklahoma, sweet treats in Sulphur, a hot new spot in Oklahoma City, and we'll go behind the blue doors at Lake Tenkiller.
Hi, and welcome to Discover Oklahoma. I'm Jennifer Reynolds.
And I'm Dean O'Lally. Today we're coming to you from Exhibit C. It's a brand new art gallery and retail space in Oklahoma City's Bricktown.
7,500 gorgeous square feet of great things that you can buy. This is fun.
That's right.
And it's one shining example of all the wonderful things there are to see in Chickasaw country. Our Quinn Tran checks in with that story from the Bedray Cafe in Sulphur.
Bedray Cafe is a brand new eatery right next door to the Artesian Hotel in Sulphur. From the outside, it looks like a modern place. Step inside and go back in time.
It takes them back to the 50s. That's what everybody says they come here for, because it takes them back. It's not an uptown, you know, it takes them back to the old-timey fountain soda shops that we used to have all the time.
Open 7 days a week, the Bedray Cafe is becoming a popular place to dine for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It feels and sounds like a 50s diner, complete with a jukebox. The eatery serves made-to-order sandwiches with fresh ingredients. The best-selling item, the chicken salad sandwich.
It's way better than mine at home that I make, so it was creamy and had grapes and it was delicious.
Everything served at the Bedray Cafe is delicious. Baked goods like muffins, cakes, and pies, ice cream desserts, and of course, Bedray chocolates. There are so many yummy treats, even the staff has a tough time deciding on their favorites.
Ooh, that's hard. Goodness. A hot fudge brownie sundae's really good. And then we have our muffins. It's out of this world. So it's hard just to say which is the best because it's all so good.
There's even chocolate soda.
I think it's really good. Chocolate soda tastes like caramel. Fizzy caramel. Fizzy caramel.
We have so much fun here. Even the little kids too, or elderly, they all have fun here. We greet everybody, we treat everybody just like their family, you know. It's just a really fun place. Once you come, you always come back.
This lunch crowd plans to come back soon. In Sulphur, Quinn Tran, Discover Oklahoma.
You can find all kinds of places to stop for lunch or dinner inside the Discover Oklahoma Dining Guide. Your free copy is just a website visit away. Go to our homepage, travelok.com, and click on Request Free Brochures at the top. Now, Exhibit C isn't the only new business in the heart of Oklahoma City.
A loft hotel opened just late this summer, and it's already one of the hottest spots in town. A sassy, savvy space is what they call it, and so it is. Simple lines, delicious colors, and pleasant, homey touches all around a loft make them modern, feel friendly, and familiar.
We're 134 guest rooms. We have 10 suites, including a celebrity suite, which is 1,900 square feet and 2 stories. We have Splash, which is our saltwater pool, and then we have 8,000 feet of flexible meeting space on the top floor, with some breathtaking views of the property. WXYZ bar or lounge, level 1, level 2, level 6, the terrace on the rooftop. It's open ductwork, the polished cement floors. We have games that are littered throughout the property, just creating, either embracing different childhood memories that people have had. We have games of all different eras that people can play either, and we have many adults that play as well as many adults and children that come in and play. So billiards table, it's really just about creating fun. This is a fun hotel.
Aloft hotels elsewhere do not feature full-service restaurants, but the planners here found a need for one in the neighborhood and designed accordingly, offering a menu dreamed up by locals.
All of our culinary specialists are from Oklahoma, and so they're all native.
So they know what people here like.
Correct.
Dino and I sampled the WXYZ fare, including the salmon with bacon and dill butter, moist and flavorful and perfect with an interesting and delicious side.
Sweet potato hash.
Very good. Very good.
Impressive.
Thank you.
Very impressive.
The open-faced pulled pork sandwich with coleslaw is zesty and filling. The macaroni and cheese is just velvety perfection. And the shish kebab style chicken and waffles with syrup and powdered sugar?
It's a mouth party is what that is.
It's a mouth party. Loving that.
That's really good. I've never tried it though. That is really delicious.
You may be surprised pleasantly by the prices. With lighter fare for those counting calories, plenty of TVs for those watching sports, and even iPod Wednesdays for those desiring to share their favorite playlists, this is more than a hotel for out-of-towners. Aloft is also a homey hotspot for locals.
Finding a great place to stay anywhere in Oklahoma is very, very easy. Just go to the top of our website, travelok.com, and click on Hotels and Lodging. From swanky hotels to old-fashioned country cabins.
Oklahoma travelers can experience it all. Up next, a trip to the Blue Door Cabins near Lake Tenkiller will take you inside and show you what a stay there is really like.
Plus some of the sweetest treats you'll ever find in southern Oklahoma.
We have cannolis and zeppelis and pizzellas and cake pops.
We're going down around my hometown of McAllister to visit Dolce Vita Cupcakes, coming up right here on Discover Oklahoma.
Great travel tips anytime, like Discover Oklahoma on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
Trip to a theme park for a family of 4, around $4,000. Trip to a southern beach, around $2,300. Camping with your family any place you want to go this weekend, not even 10% of the cost of those other trips. Floyd's RV in Norman is a business born 45 years ago out of our family's passion for camping. Let us show you how inexpensive family fun can be. Here's an example. Right now, get a new Passport 2250 RV for just $189 a month. Floyd's RV in Norman, making family fun affordable.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Recent wildfires destroyed more than 600 homes in our state, and most were uninsured.
I'm Oklahoma Insurance Commissioner John Doak, urging you not to eliminate your homeowner's policy just because your home is paid off. In the event of a tornado or wildfire, it covers the cost of rebuilding and repairing your home and contents.
I paid my home off, and I am very pleased that I kept my insurance. That was one thing my husband always instilled, is never let the insurance lapse, you know.
Most Oklahomans' single largest asset is their home. You can't afford being uninsured.
Every night, sit alone and talk and watch a hawk making lazy circles in the sky. We know we belong to the land, and the land we belong to is grand. So when we say, yeah, we're only saying you're doing fine. Oklahoma,
Oklahoma, come see for yourself.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma, coming to you from Exhibit C Gallery in Bricktown. This is the new gallery and retail space here that's being operated by the Chickasaw Nation.
But it's an older Oklahoma tradition that we focus on next. In fact, next week, the community around Lake Eufaula is having a big celebration. Why? Because the lake itself is celebrating the Big 5-0.
Lake Eufaula today, peaceful, serene, beautiful. The city of Eufaula today, a thriving community listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Some say we see history through the prism of our own experiences. What the people here experienced in 1964 was indeed extraordinary on various levels. And now comes the 50th anniversary dedication of the Lake Eufaula Dam.
We have congressmen, state legislators, and J.C. Watts, former congressman for Oklahoma, Sooner legend, will be our guest speaker. We have a couple of bands that are going to play. The Eufaula Band will play and the Stigler Band. And then we have choir groups, vocal music groups coming from Shakota as well as from McAllister. We're trying to round up people from all the major communities around the lake.
It was not difficult at all to round up people to come see President Johnson fly in to do the honors. Debbie Jones, now an 8th grade history teacher at Eufaula Middle School, saw history made that day as a little girl attending the ceremony with a friend and her mother.
I remember Mary lifted the rope up and told her daughter Kay and I to run. She said run so we could go shake the president's hand, and we did, you know, and that was caused a little commotion because we had a rush toward us, you know.
Jan Pimpkins, now a retired teacher from Eufaula, was 11 years old and attended the ceremony with her family. She remembers the excitement was indescribable.
Once you could hear the blades of the helicopter in the distance, then the excitement was just tremendous. And the helicopter came over, landed on the pad, and then of course Lyndon B. Johnson came off of the helicopter, and of course the crowd roared and people stood, and it was just a tremendous experience.
And what an experience it was not only for the townspeople but the local businesses, many of whom saw quite a few benefits to this enormous project. 4C Ready Mix was the first company to pour concrete at the dam. Thomas 4C, whose dad started the company, is now the president. He was a young boy then, but says his dad was happy to be a part of the building and construction of the dam.
Well, he had pride in that. He was, whenever we finished this job here, he decided to stay here because the lake was coming in and whatnot, his age and all. And so we poured a lot of concrete around this lake.
Lots of concrete, lots of history, and now a monument to be unveiled to commemorate LBJ being here and dedicating the opening of the dam at Lake Eufaula. A day of fun and gatherings to celebrate 50 years.
Well, it's become the livelihood of Eufaula. Eufaula has turned from a farming community to totally dependent on tourism. So as my job is to help promote and market the entire lake area, Eufaula is basically the home, you know, the namesake of the lake. So it is pretty much tourism all the way. Some of the other communities around the lake have industry, and then they still have some agriculture base, but Eufaula is definitely dependent on tourism.
And all that momentum started 50 years ago.
You can find out more about the big celebration and all the fun places to visit in the Lake Eufaula area on our website, travelok.com.
Well, one lake down and one lake to go.
That's right. Next, we're going to go to Lake Tincolor, where the water isn't the only thing that's blue.
The story behind these doors still ahead when Discover Oklahoma continues.
All right, sports fans, it's game time at the Built Ford Tough Sales event. And when it comes to trucks, stats don't lie. F-150 with EcoBoost has smash-mouth power with efficiency. And with best-in-class payload, boom, F-150 hauls in the Hail Mary. And here's a stat, pal. F-Series has been America's truck for 37 straight years. And that's a dynasty, baby.
Get up to $8,750 total savings or 0% financing for 60 months on F-150 at your Oklahoma Ford dealer, the best in Oklahoma.
Mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's at 58 years old.
8 years into the disease was when all the light
went out?
For me, it was heart-wrenching.
Looking into the eyes of somebody with Alzheimer's, sometimes you just don't see the person's soul is like gone.
And it takes a toll on everyone. I mean, it's a depressing disease to watch unfold before your eyes.
She actually thought those of us who were caring for her and who loved her most were her worst enemies.
More and more responsibilities fell on my shoulders.
This disease just ravages a family.
It changes your life.
The magnitude of it is indescribable. My mother taught me to be in the moment.
We have to live in the moment with them.
And I'm going to be with that person right now in this moment, wherever she is.
Now is the moment. If we work together, we can stop this epidemic.
Contact Bright Focus and learn more.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong. A place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
Trip to a theme park for a family of 4, around $4,000. Trip to a southern beach, around $2,300. Camping with your family any place you want to go this weekend, not even 10% of the cost of those other trips. Floyd's RV in Norman is a business born 45 years ago out of our family's passion for camping. Let us show you how inexpensive family fun can be. Here's an example. Right now, get a new Passport 2250 RV for just $189 a month. Floyd's RV in Norman, making family fun affordable.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma. What a great time of year this is to get out there on Oklahoma lakes.
Indeed, the temperatures aren't quite so hot and the water isn't yet too cold.
It's perfect. So if you're looking for an adventure on the water somewhere in Oklahoma, you are in luck because our Jeff Roberts has found a place that'll chase your blues away.
Can you believe it? This is how Blue Doors began, as a cabin engulfed by the woods and just minutes away from Lake Tenkiller and the lower Illinois. In fact, motorists passing through just saw nothing but weeds. But Jane and Pat Honecker envisioned a resort like none other.
So I'm so pumped about the whole Blue Doors, Jane. And before we go too much further, we're in one of the rooms, room 6, I think. But the Blue Doors, tell me about what that means to you. I mean, and why you went with the Blue Doors.
Well, when we were on a vacation trip out to Santa Fe and visiting some friends actually in Madrid, New Mexico, some friends told us that the door meant welcome. And so we decided when we came back and saw the property for sale that we would go with this Santa Fe look and started on our venture here with this.
Blue Doors at Tenkiller likes to show off local artists in their rooms, like Katie Truitt in room 6.
She's one of the local girls, and we try to get local art all through the rooms. And we welcome artists to come and bring their art. We would like to get more artists down here at Blue Doors.
See, there you go. If you're a local artist, they're calling for you right here at the Blue Doors at Tenkiller.
Blue Doors at Tenkiller is an experience you'll never forget. I mean, just look at these rooms. You get to fish and boat around the pond. Take part in some awesome classes they offer in the Techie Teepee. Pick homegrown veggies and then cook them with that amazing outdoor kitchen that Guy Fieri himself would be jealous of. Oh, and float the lower Illinois.
It's about 6 miles, and we let you off down here, down below the dam, and then we go down to Gore Landing. And then we pick everyone up. And one of us can go with you if you don't feel comfortable that you might end up in the Arkansas, but so far we haven't had anyone end up in the Arkansas. So
We've had so much fun here, but you have to do a little bragging on yourself. You guys won a very prestigious award, and I just think it's cool, so come on, brag on yourself a little bit. Tell me about it.
Well, we won the Keep Oklahoma Beautiful Sustainability Award, and we felt really privileged and really grateful to get that, and it was wonderful.
This is why they won the award. Or it might be because of the award-winning massages you can get.
So from the Blue Doors at Tenkiller and for Discover Oklahoma, I'm Jeff.
You can find all kinds of information about rivers, lakes, and everything else outdoors in Oklahoma by requesting our State Outdoor Guide. It's easy to do that. Just go to our website, travelok.com, and click on Request Free Brochures.
Everyone loves a sweet treat every now and then.
And what the folks are after here at Exhibit C in Bricktown is the Bedray chocolate.
But down near my hometown of McAllister, it's the most delicious cupcakes and baked goods, and I'll take you there up next on Discover Oklahoma.
Listen up, sports fans. If you drive a truck, you know it's all about stats. And at the Built Ford Tough Sales event, we've got the numbers right here. Ford Super Duty, best-in-class horsepower and max towing capacity. That's how you punch it right up the gut, pal. And here's another stat, folks. F-Series has been America's best-selling truck for 37 straight years. That's called a dynasty, baby.
During the Built Ford Tough Sales event, get up to $5,000 cash back on Super Duty at your Oklahoma Ford dealer, the best in Oklahoma.
A single ember that escapes from a wildfire can travel more than a mile. That single ember can ignite and destroy your home or even your community. You can't control where the ember will land, only what happens when it does. Get Fire Adapted now at fireadapted.org.
Thanks for doing that for me. I appreciate it. For us, today was routine. For the mom who called 911, it was terrifying. One moment, her little boy Aiden was racing cars on the kitchen floor. The next, he was gasping and wheezing. He couldn't speak. He couldn't breathe. It was his first asthma attack.
Asthma is behind 1/4 of all emergency room cases, 1.75 million a year. It's the most common chronic disease in children. 60% of asthma attacks are allergic reactions to familiar triggers such as pollen and pet dander, or invisible allergens from household pests.
In fact, rodents and cockroaches leave behind potent asthma triggers. 82% of homes tested contained allergens left by mice. In cities, cockroaches are almost unavoidable, found in 78 to 98% of homes. But they're not unstoppable. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
The wind comes sweeping down the plain, and the waving wheat can sure smell sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain. Oh, Oklahoma every night, my honey lemon mine. Sit alone and talk, and watch a hawk making lazy circles in the sky. You know we belong to the land, and the land we belong to is grand. And when we say, yo, we're only saying you're doing fine. Oklahoma. Oklahoma. Oh. K-L-A. H-O-M. Oklahoma. Okay.
Oklahoma. Come see for yourself.
I'm getting close to China.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma. Fall is that time that turns a lot of us into bakers. You know, you got the cookies and the pies and the cakes all in there heating up the ovens.
That's right, and in southeastern Oklahoma, though, you don't even have to heat up your own ovens to enjoy some of the sweetest treats around. Come with me now to Dolce Vita Cupcakes in Krebs.
This has always been my philosophy, but what is this American obsession with cupcakes the past few years? Some say it's a pure treat to all the senses. Love them or hate them, they have become a staple, a must-have for those who like sweets. And here at Dolce Vita Cupcakes in Krebs, sweet is not only the essence of their products, it's also in the name itself, Dolce Vita.
It means sweet life in Italian. It meant a lot to me to have our name mean something Italian, so yeah, Dolce Vita is sweet life.
Margarita used to be a banker, but because of her love of baking, she's now traded in her banker's hours for baker's hours.
I've always had a passion for baking. It's kind of in my blood, I think. I come from a family of chefs, so I've always been around the restaurants and the food and the family, so I was always the baker.
And bake she does, arriving at around 6 in the morning and usually wrapping up at 7:30 at night. As for the process,
all of it. I love to start from just a stick of butter and make it into something delicious and perfect. So everyone gets their own special treat.
Special treats made from scratch, using fresh ingredients, and a fun atmosphere. That's always a good combination.
Well, we have 6 a day, 6 different flavors a day, and we have a rotation throughout the week, so every day it's something different. So we have cannolis and zeppelis and pizzellas and cake pops. Everything on the left side of the case we always have.
The chocolate ganache and their salted caramel are incredibly popular. There are 15 different kinds and, well, the baking never really ends.
Throughout the day we see how traffic flow is, but initially we bake everything in the morning, and then usually 10:30, 11 o'clock, if the case is getting low, then we'll bake some more. We usually bake 2 or 3 times a day.
And you won't be a bit surprised who comes up with all the recipes.
I do. They're all in my head.
Do you have anything written down?
No, nothing. Nothing.
So if something happens to you, the family's out of luck.
Yeah, we're done.
Okay.
They're not going to know what to do.
But Margarita knows exactly what to do. She simply enjoys baking. She not only let me help her a bit, but my daughter Alexa May as well. Decorating the cupcakes, putting on the frosting. It's truly enjoyable, and adults can become like kids when choosing toppings. The entire process takes around an hour for 2 dozen. They do everything in small batches, but the reaction in the community so far to these delicious treats has been big. The comments tell the story.
You have to go there. It's delicious. Have you had that little girl's cupcakes? That's what everybody says. Most of the time I'm that little girl.
That little girl with a big talent for baking now has a delivery service, and you can have these tasty desserts delivered in the McAllister Krebs area. They also do weddings, birthday parties, and baby showers. And oh, they also serve delicious homemade Italian cream sodas. Dolce Vita Cupcakes. At the end of the day, it really is all about the sweet life. Dolce Vita Cupcakes is open Tuesday through Friday from 9 to 5:30 and 9 to 3 on Saturdays. They're closed Sunday and Mondays. Even bakers need a break.
A big thank you to the folks here at Exhibit C in Oklahoma City's Bricktown for hosting us this week. You got to come pay these folks a visit, and it's easy to do because they're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., and they're right near Sheridan and Gaylord.
Lots of opportunities, so come on down.
Next week on Discover Oklahoma, the movie all about our great state, back on the big screen, why they've restored Oklahoma and how you can see it in your hometown soon, next Saturday right here on Discover Oklahoma.
So until next time, remember,
there's always something to discover in Oklahoma. Production vehicle provided by the Oklahoma Ford Dealers, official partner of the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department.
The city of Blanchard had me start up a bluegrass festival about 4 years ago, and we started off with just local bands. We just had 6 bands, and they came out and started playing, and we didn't really have much of a plan, just wanted to kind of do something for the community where it would bring folks out to be able to shake hands and see folks, one another that they hadn't seen in quite a while. So we started back 4 years ago with 6 bands. Every year we've grown it a little bit. Absolutely love small town America. I grew up in a small town, and it's so pleasing to me to get to bring this kind of community things back to small town America. And Blanchard is such a great place to grow up and live and work, and it just means a whole lot that we can do this for our community.